Morning, it's the 29th of February. I just want to quick show this daily chart before we open. You can see these yellow lines. These are a triangle. FTSE's gone 1, 2, 3, 4. It's bounced up to the upside, broken up to the upside. But it looks like a false break. It was 100 points, so it's quite a good break, but it looks like a false break. We then came back in again, and FTSE's gone, in fact, just resting on the lower trend line. Very interesting situation, technically. The PDS isn't really interested in that kind of thing. We just trade what we see. The signals come in, and we do our thing. But there's no reason why you shouldn't. Right, it's 8 o'clock. Let me be quiet for a second. see what's happening. Maybe that's premature. It's 10 seconds to go, I think. Yeah, there's no reason why you shouldn't use a PDS as an entry system within a larger scale of analysis. So, you know, I mean, at the moment it's not very clear. We're on the trend line. Right, we've got a blip down. Where's the right? We're around 59.40. Okay, so we've got a range of here. There's no need to worry about missing out ticks. We'll go back to a minute chart. Okay, so that's the range. Okay, we're going down. So the high was 44. So 34 would trigger us short. So I may as well continue talking while we're doing that. So yes, the PDS system can be an entry system if you have a good signal. Often you do get gaps up or down. Okay, we're short. Let's just trigger the trade. Right, 34.5. We've got some positive slippage today, meaning that we actually got in a higher level than the trigger point. Okay, so here's the situation, which is not looking terribly happy, in fact, this morning, as we're now blipping up, but where there's life, there's hope. Anyway, as I was saying, and that can be a very good way of filtering the system. There are situations where, if you're using Elliott Wave, for example, often on a Monday morning in particular, maybe the first thing Monday morning, you get an open, which is a gap open to the upside, being wave 5, and an immediate reversal comes in. That kind of situation is absolutely ideal for this system, and it could be a low. You know, it could be fifth wave low, you know, this. But there are many other situations where you could use the system similarly to that. You could actually use it. You don't need to use it at the open. You could use it intraday if you've got a signal of some description, and you see a high or a low that you feel is relevant. Then you could use a similar system by looking for a move of X points off that high or low. We'll be covering all this in the manual. Just to show the situation now, we've got you know, we are short, and the market is dithering around. Doing not very much at the moment, so at this point I'm going to put in a protective stop as usual. Actually, maybe quite tight today. It doesn't look terribly good today, to be honest. And it also got quite a large gap actually on the futures, gap 35 points lower. Anyway, I'll be back later on. Thank you. We got stopped out today. The result is a loss of £135. So there's the entry. I think we had half a point of positive slippage, not exciting. And there's the stop I put in. Pretty close, but it was a good idea. The market's gone up quite a lot since then. Okay, we'll go on to. Well, that's that for today. Thank you for listening. It's now about 10:30 on February 29th, 2008, to be precise. The earlier trade on the PDS system when we got stopped out, I am planning to do a sort of more detailed DVD series on day trading per se, and as there's a trade today, I thought it was very relevant to talk about it. What we have here is, well, you can see this part of the chart, but these yellow lines, as I said, I think earlier, are the triangle. We saw this breakout here. It was about 100 points. I mean, not quite, but not far, about 80 points probably. So, but FTSE's come back in again, and there are. If you study market profile and listen to Steidelmeier, he will classify things as three breakouts, three different types of breakout. This is a bit of a truism. I mean, it's just a way of defining what's happening. He gives each a colour. I forget which the colours are now, but one is a true breakout, which would have been a great big move upwards in this case. We haven't seen that. The second type is the false breakout, where it goes up a little bit and then breaks down here, and in fact keeps on going. So this may be what we're seeing. And the third type is where it just dithers around and does not very much. So we don't know at this point which one we're seeing. But we did get a sell signal. And the sell signal was this move, was this thing here, where we saw FTSE come back up to the trend line and then not collapse, but then fall away. So what's happened is that we've seen a break below the trend line. We've seen it retested, and it's failed, and it's coming down again. Now that is a fairly major sell signal, so I went short at that point. Let me just show you the trade. Okay, here's the trade here. I went short at 9.09, so we got stopped out of the PDS trade. And 9.09 minus 10, 59.32. This is a futures trade. I went for the March futures, mainly because the trade will continue. I think this particular trade could be a runner. It might last for some days, so I didn't want to do the rolling contract. So 59.32. I'll just show you how we're doing at the moment. So the futures have actually come down quite nicely. We're up £300 at the moment, and I say this is not a PDS type trade. Although you could say it is a PDS type trade in the sense that I was looking at a peak, and then we saw a move away from that peak. So the signal is very similar in that sense. We'll just flick over to the futures again. Sorry, this is actually the cash chart. So I mean, we had this peak here. We then had the move away from it. So it's an example of using PDS during the course of the day. Although the main focus of this particular DVD is purely using PDS at the open. I'll just show you the futures chart too, just to complete the picture. But just to update this trade, FTSE is falling fast, so we're doing quite nicely. As I say, it's maybe a long-term trade, and the current position on the money side. Okay, yeah, well you can see we're £660 up now. I think we could see quite a sharp move on Monday. In fact, so I'm planning to hold this over the weekend. I think it could be a particularly good trade, this one. Anyway, I'll update this from time to time. If I will just watch this a minute, because it's quite nice to see these figures sort of ticking up. It's now, I mean, it's only about 2 minutes later on. It's now over £700 worth. Market's falling quite fast. These are the kind of trades that we really want to get on board, because you don't need many of these to cover all the not so good trades that we're bound to do. But if you miss these trades, then you're never going to make your head above water, and that's the key part of the trading process. You've got to get the good trades. I know it can be difficult. I've been trading long and 20 odd years, and I've been through all the gruel and the perseverance and missing trades, getting stopped out of good trades, all this kind of stuff. But unless you do get these these very good trades, I mean, we don't know. I mean, it may all just, there's news out 130, it may just blip up. I suspect, looking at the wave pattern, that we're going to keep on going down. Any blip up will be fairly muted. Anyway, I say we'll come back to this later on. Okay, it's now almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We've seen a little blip up here. Now it's coming down again. Bit of a wave pattern here, sort of. Well, it's an ABC. It's a confusing issue. 1, 2. Now we've got this big move down. It could be we're seeing a sort of low with some importance here, but there is a potential for the big decline, as I've been saying already. Just to review we've now got 540 in hand. I can't recall where we were last time. So in fact, yeah, sorry, we have slipped back a bit. I think we were about £700 before, weren't we? This is, of course, one of the great dilemmas of trading. Do you grab your profit, or do you wait for more? There are arguments both ways right now, but there is a potential for a large fall. And the Dow, which we'll just get up on the screen, has fallen quite sharply today. Doesn't have much effect on FTSE particularly, but it's over 150 points down at the moment. So it's. I think there's a potential for what I call a fearful weekend, meaning that there'll be bad closes tonight. The market's perhaps falling sharply into the close, not maybe too sharply. The fearful weekend, and then perhaps a sharp opening gap down on Monday. So, although it may be somewhat painful holding the trade through a rally at this point, I'll continue to stay short for now. Thank you. It's now 3:15 on Friday, the 29th of February. Just to say that the market has now fallen back quite sharply. We're now up £800, 52. We're making new lows today. It's looking fairly likely that we're going to see this fearful weekend I've been talking about. With us, the Dow's over 200 points down. So I think we could easily see this sharp fall on Monday, which would of course do wonders for our bet. So that may be the last report for today. Depends what happens next really. But anyway, that's all for now. Thank you.